Hello out there, comic book lovers. It is Friday. So, that means I'm doing my Friday night reviews. I am going to take three comics from the previous Wednesday, so the three, what I thought were the best, and do a review of them. And then I'm going to take the one that I liked the least. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but it's the one that I liked the least. And check it out. Happy Friday night, people. This is my last one for this week, or at least of my Wednesday night pickups, because I did some stuff on Thursday because my DC comics had been delayed the last 2 weeks before this one, so I might be doing some reviews later. But this one right here is The Resistance, number 5 of 6. Published by AWA Upshot, written by one of my favorite authors of whether books, TV shows, comics, J. Michael Straczynski. The art is by Mike Deodato Jr., which, if you watch some of my other reviews, you will see that he also did the art for Bad Mother, the other AWA Upshot comic out this week. And Lee Loughridge, Loughridge, Loughridge. I'm hoping that's it. I'm assuming he does the inking or lettering, whatever. But this book is reminiscent of the times. I don't know when Mr. Straczynski started writing this, because it is a story of a plague that wipes out a good amount of humanity. It's brought on by an object from outer space landing on Earth. Obviously, the whole thing that's going on now, not from an object from outer space, but, who knows? Maybe, if he started writing this afterwards, he wanted to find another way of doing it, or he wrote it ahead of time and it just, whatever happened. So, what happens is, millions and millions of people die, and then all of a sudden, poof, stuff stops. It stops spreading, things happen, and there are people who have become superpowered because of the disease. Most people who have survived are just back to normal, but there are superpowered people, and they are either falling in line with the government or not. Right? It mainly focuses on a group of American people who are trying to fight back against a fascist American president. Well, wherever you heard that whole thought process before, but we're not getting into politics. And boom. So they are trying to get the whole world to come together. There's, Russian aggression. There's American politics. There's, this is a very well done story that is obviously taken from modern times, despite, how you want to look at it. But I've always enjoyed Mr. Straczynski's writing, how well he develops the characters, because each character is individual. Their motivations they make sense, whether you agree with them or not. And one thing that it seems a little similar to is The Boys. And I'm not saying there's any intentional copying of this, far from it, but there are a couple similarities because you have a character who, yes, he's got superpowers, so he has to go register with his group. And they're saying, okay, here's a list of possible names you can use. You need to go see these people for a costume design, yada yada yada. We're gonna, market you. And this guy basically says, you know, which leads off into other things. And so in there, just like any other superhero book, there are some similarities between things, but I'm, making absolutely no accusations of copyright infringement or copying. I'm just saying there is a couple of similarities. But, as with the work of Garth Ennis, J. Michael Straczynski does some incredible work, and damn, I cannot wait for issue 6 and then the volume 2, which I know he's working on because according to his Twitter, he is doing a volume 2 of this. So it'll probably be a second series. If you are a fan of anything of his work, like, say, Babylon 5, any of his, Joe's Comics stuff, his Spider-Man work, Superman work, this is top notch. This is some of his best stuff. And the art, as usual with AWA Upshot, is incredible. I will pick up anything that he writes. And of all the AWA Upshot stuff that I've read, I haven't read everything, but the stuff that I have read, it's incredible. There's The Resistance, there's Bad Mother, there's Red Border, and Devil's Highway that I read. All these things are just incredibly well done. So if you like good stories, good art, commentary on modern times, this is the publisher to read. And J. Michael Straczynski, come on. If you don't like reading him, something wrong with you. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5 and recommend that you get him because it's awesome. And have a good Friday and enjoy your comics.